Good evening. Tonight we're tying the Quill Gordon wet fly, size 12 hook. I'm going to follow my father's 50-year-old recipe card. The hook I have in the vise is a size 12. It's a heavy nymph, extra heavy wire, and it's 2 extra long. The thread is Danville 140 denier in black. And go ahead, start your thread on right behind the eye of the hook. Wrap it back all the way to the top of the bend of the hook, cutting away your tag end along the way. When you get back to the bend of the hook, wrap it all the way back and bring your thread back up to the hook point and go ahead and park it there. The tail of this fly is from this blue Dun Hackle. It's from my father's original stash of materials. Take a pinchful of barb-reels, aligning the tips, and pull them straight off of the feather. You want your tail to be somewhere between 3/4 of the length of the shank of the hook to a half shank of the hook. And a good way to start tying it in is rotate your thread, spin it up so the first thread wrap jumps backwards, and it makes it a lot easier to capture the tailing material. And once you get the tail all tied in, go ahead and cut away the excess. The next step is we're going to wrap the body with a Peacock quill. I actually selected a quill off of the bottom section of a sword feather. I've found that these quills from the Peacock sword are a lot easier to clean up. They have a lot less fibers on them, and all you have to do is rub your fingernail along them to clean them up. And when you tie in the quill, tie it in from the tip, the thinnest part, and wrap your thread all the way back to the base of the tail, and then back forward to the eye of the hook, trying to keep everything as even as possible. Here I'm going to add a little super glue to the thread, just to add a little durability to the fly. You see me add a dab a couple seconds ago, which I did that prematurely, but you want it right on top of the thread, and you don't want too much, as you see me dab the excess off. Now start wrapping your quill forward, doing your best to touch each previous wrap so there's no gaps or very little gaps. This is one of those moments where I really like my rotary vise. You can do it hand over hand, but this seems to be just so much easier. You can see that I'm using my hackle pliers, but I'm trying not to put too much pressure on that quill because it will break very easily. And continue wrapping forward all the way up to near the eye of the hook, maybe just about 1 or 2 lengths back off the eye, and wrap it in, securing that quill. Our next step is to add a beard to the bottom of this fly, and using the same blue Dun barb rolls, take a pinch, align all the tips, and strip it off the feather. You want the tips of this hackle to touch the inside bend of the hook as you tie it in. So go ahead and pinch it upside down, and your first wrap you want to be a pinch wrap. So wrap your thread up in between your fingers and pull it straight down. Give it a couple wraps, take your fingers away, and you'll notice that it sits right on in line with the hook shank. Go ahead, trim away the excess butt ends, nice and close. And now we're going to add the wood duck wing. In basically the same manner, just take a clump of the barb rolls, somewhere between a ½ inch or so, and you want to fold them on top of each other. Doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. I've read several techniques where you just roll them up in your fingers to round them off. I like to just fold them on top of each other. They end up looking pretty good. In the same manner again, the pinch wrap is the best way to start this. Put it in between your fingers, pull it straight down, and give it a few wraps, and you'll notice when I take my hand away, it stays right on top. Cut away your excess and clean it up a little bit by adding a few more thread wraps to make a nice little head. And you'll notice that the wing extends past the bend of the hook into about halfway into the tail. Go ahead, take your whip finish tool, give it a couple whip finishes to secure the thread, and when you're done, go ahead and cut it away. You'll notice by using that pinch wrap, everything stays in line with the shank of the hook. And now you can add a little head cement. This is Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails. And after you apply the head cement, make sure you clean out the eye of the hook. And there you have it, the Quill Gordon wet fly from my father's 50-year-old recipe card. If you like these videos, please give me a like, give me a subscribe. Stay tuned for more. I have a few more to go out of his recipe box. and hopefully I'll get those out to you soon, and hopefully you'll like those also. Alright, cheers, stay safe out there, I'll see you next time.